So what does it look like to have a meeting in which every voice really can matter, right? And it had some kind of basic stuff on it, like don't interrupt each other. And admittedly, the version they got was a little bit more simple than what I eventually shared out to other folks, and that was by design because they didn't want a complex guide. Pardon me. Um, but the reaction that it got was basically, "This is too simple. We should be doing this already." And for me, I was like, "But you're not." Like that's why it's not too simple. And or it is, or some of this is basic kind of human decency and respect. But if it's not happening and we also haven't named it, how do we hold people accountable to it in the same way? But if what happened instead is we said, hey, nobody ever gets interrupted in our meetings. And if the founder or the president or CEO, whatever our titles are, if they're the ones who do the interrupting, we call them out and we say, hey, so and so is just speaking. You need to give them the floor back. And their response should be, I'm so sorry that I interrupted you and thank you for telling me that. And then silence, right? And then work on correcting that behavior. And we can agree to all of this before the problem ever comes up. Like that's what it means to define the value and then say, here are the behaviors associated with that value. Now, you can't, there are edge cases, right? Like you're not going to be able to define behaviors for everything you encounter. But if you're intentional about it and when you're onboarding new folks, you talk about it. You say, this is what our values look like in action. And here's a great example of that. And we hold each other accountable in kind ways, right? We don't attack each other, but we say, I really appreciate that you're excited to share, but so and so was speaking, right? It doesn't have to be a, hey, you're a terrible person, stop interrupting. We don't have to do that. But it just gives us a framework, right? It gives us really easy language to talk to one another.